used to say from India. Proud in our hearts. That yes, saying I'm from India, it used to bring a kind of proud. That we people feel ourselves proud enough that we are born in such a country which is diverse, but till due to these diversities even, it is united, it is known as one. In this I have told about the latitudinal extent of our country, the longitudinal extent. Then is the advantages that we had of this, because the early civilizations, they were known. Harappan civilization or the various divisions that we are having in of our country on physical features. First is the northern mountains, which used to act as a kind of barrier, which used to act like a soldier we must in the north direction, that nobody could attack on us from north direction. Then is the northern plains, the most fertile plains, which used to produce food for whole of our country and for other countries also. Then is the Indian plateau, which has been rich enough in various minerals. Western and Eastern Ghats. Next is the Western and Eastern coastal plains. Then is the Great Indian Desert. And at last is the island groups, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep. Then about the something about political this of India is we are having 28 states in this, 7 union territories. And then it's the geographical extent. North-south extent I have shown in this, west to east extent. Then the coastline, how long coastline we are having. The land area, it's the 7th largest country in the world. About the neighboring countries that we used to share our borders with. Then is the influence of these relief features. Himalayas, they used to act like natural boundary, which has been provided us by nature itself. Next is Indo-Gangetic Plain, that is a hub of all agricultural activities. Then is Western Ghats, that used to make the monsoon winds to shed their part in our country. Deccan Plateau, which has fertile black soil and is rich enough in minerals. Then is coastal plains. From ancient time, though today we use many new technologies. Then is, after that we accept these. Apart from this, having these much of diversities in our country, several languages, several culture, several religions, but even then this country is known as one country, Indian subcontinent. Next is about English. In this I have taken a chapter, Memories of a Different Kind of Child. It's a story about Indira Gandhi's childhood, that why she had a different kind of childhood. She was also like a child, and like a child we used to have several kind of feelings, childish feelings in our hearts. Even when we are grown up enough, that time also there used to be, we used to say, there is a child in our hearts somewhere, which used to come out. In this story, it is all about that Indira's mother Indira itself. Her name has been taken as Indu here, which was nickname. And about her aunt, who has returned from foreign. She has brought a very pretty frock for Indu. She had been careful enough, she had been loving enough that she brought a kind of gift for Indu, and she came to their house to give that gift to Indu. But during that time, this Indira's mother, she refused to take that gift. Though it was hard enough to say no to that lady, but she refused. And the reason she told her that they all have taken, all Indians have taken, their family have taken a vow that they will wear only khadi. They will not wear any kind of foreign dress, or they won't use any kind of foreign material in their day-to-day use. And for this purpose, she said, she refused that I can't take this gift. Then the lady said, okay fine, you are not taking this, but can I give it to Indu? She definitely wants to take it. And when Indu came, she saw that dress. Her eyes shone because it was a pretty frock, and like every child, it was in her heart that wow, what a frock. And if her mother had not reminded her about that vow, she must have taken that frock because she was a little child. She did not know anything about that. But as her mother reminded her, she told her that before taking this frock, keep that moment, keep that incident in your mind where in a big fire we have burnt all the foreign goods. Just only this sentence he said to her daughter. But it was a kind of impact on Indu's mind that she, without thinking anything, she just said no to that frock. Sorry auntie, I can't take. I'll go with my parents. Whatever my parents will say, whatever vow they have taken, I will definitely be with them. She also refused. And though refusing somebody's gift, if you are refusing somebody's gift, it used to hurt that person. Then that person used to say something which could hurt you even. Means it used to be a kind of human reaction. And that aunt, she also said to Indu, not to her mother, she said to Indu. To her mother, she just said that you all people have gone mad, that you have taken such a vow and you are with that vow, whatever you have taken, wearing khadi only, and you are making that little child also to be with that. So she just said to Indu, as she was holding a little doll. Dolls used to be favorite of girls. She was holding a doll, and she said to Indu that okay fine, you are not taking this foreign dress material, whatever I have brought for you, though it is pretty enough. I know you liked it, but even then you said no to it. Then what about the foreign doll that you are having in your hand right now? She was holding that doll with her because that doll was a kind of sister to her. The doll was a kind of her own child, her own friend. She used to play, she used to share everything with her. The doll was not a non-living thing, it was a living thing for Indu. So when she reminded her about that foreign doll, it was a kind of means a pressure on her that what auntie is saying. I said no to foreign doll, to foreign material, to foreign dress material. Yes, she's right that I am having a foreign doll in my hand. And that thing, it was such that it gave a kind of pressure on her mind that she kept on thinking. She got fever. For several days she had been in fever. And that very same day when her auntie told her about this, she burnt that door on the terrace. And from till that day onwards, she hated striking matches, even as an adult, because it used to remind of her about that incident of her child. She just hated striking matches. So this was a sense of patriotism that was in her heart from her very childhood. Whatever her parents were doing, she was just looking at that. A child, if you are going to explain to the child all of the things, even then the child doesn't get it, that she had such a kind of patriotism in her heart. So this was a chapter regarding a little incident of her life. Then next is a poem. If Ever I See. It's a poem of a blind child. A blind child means if we even think of for a little, just for 5 minutes, if we think we are not having eyes, it's been tough enough. It's been difficult enough for us. Then how is it possible? How we can be blind? We can never believe on that. But here in this poem, all the feelings, all the emotions of that child had been explained. That how she feels, how she wants to enjoy, how she wants to see a bird sitting in her nest, enjoying all the day. And here I have explained about her emotions, that she loved little birds, she wanted to see them, and she wanted to show her love to those little birds if she could see. The only wish of her was that I could see. And then her wishes were to see the world, to see the pretty little birds in their nests, then to play with the birds, just like a child, ordinary child she was having. But the main thing was she wants to see all of that. And even she used to say that being blind enough, but I will never, even in play, I will never hurt a bird by carrying away her little baby bird. Okay, even in play, I would never like to hurt a mother's heart. And for that she used to say that this I won't do, because I know if I had been taken away, my mother would definitely, in the very same situation, she will also be hurt. And as I don't want to hurt my mother, I will not let that mother's bird, that mother bird, to be get hurt, even in my play. Such a great feeling that child was having in her heart. And next is about a play of Let the Ball Speak. There are not many characters, but Mr. Patel, that is the greengrocer, he is having a shop of him, and 3 customers are there. Then a little boy, Ashish Shukla, is there. He had been in his shop, he had been serving those ladies that were standing there, Mrs. Iyer, Ms. Grewal and Mrs. Parash. Mr. Patel is serving his customers in his shop, and that very time a boy enters, rushing. He enters by rushing into that shop, and that boy pushes all the customers that were standing to make his own way. He pushes them